From an unforgettable debut that had us crazy in love in 2003, to her groundbreaking self-titled surprise release 10 years later, to now delivering the world the summer renaissance we all needed. Beyoncé's albums don't miss. Each one of Beyoncé's solo studio albums is distinct in its own way, representing a pivotal stage in her career. With Renaissance marking her 7th #1 album on the Billboard 200, let's take a look at Beyoncé's discography. What were B's biggest album milestones? And how did each one of these artistic endeavors build towards one of the greatest entertainers of our time, dropping her most celebrated piece of work yet? This is Billboard Explains how Beyoncé arrived at Renaissance. From Girls' Time to Destiny's Child and Austin Powers. We were all extremely familiar with Beyoncé well before her debut album was released in 2003. Dangerously in Love established Beyoncé as a bona fide solo superstar with commercial force. The album scored multiple hit singles, including back-to-back #1s Crazy in Love and Baby Boy. Baby Boy, you stay on my mind. And who could forget Me, Myself and I and Naughty Girl? It nabbed 5 Grammys and became one of the best mainstream urban R&B records released that year. Her follow-up B-Day was nothing short of a celebration. The album commemorated Beyoncé's actual birthday, and the up-tempo set produced some of Beyoncé's most iconic performances. The project also delivered the self-affirming breakup track Irreplaceable, which landed Beyoncé another #1 single and a second Record of the Year Grammy nod. To the left. Her third album, I Am Sasha Fierce, saw Beyoncé embrace her alter ego on an album that was released as 2 CDs. The softer album gave us If I Were a Boy and Halo, Baby, I can see your halo, while her fierce side gave us collaborations with Kanye West and Lady Gaga, the electronic rhythms of Sweet Dreams, and one of her biggest hits, the signature song with the iconic video, Single Lady. All the single ladies, now put your hands up. By album 4, appropriately named 4, Beyoncé had nothing to prove. Her vocals soared, and although the album was her first not to land a top 10 Hot 100 hit, it did deliver the fan-favorite tunes Run the World Girls and Love on Top, the song she was performing when she infamously revealed her baby bump at the 2011 VMAs. 4 marked a transition for Beyoncé. She was entering a new phase personally and professionally. Girls. Next up, she already ran the world, but now it was time to break the net. Everybody remembers where they were when Beyoncé released her self-titled album on December 13, 2013. It was a surprise release before they were a thing. Beyoncé upended the music industry's tried and true rollout strategy and changed the game with a new standard. Also a visual LP with videos for each track, it stands as one of B's most acclaimed albums. We were all drunk in love. Then came
I did not come to play with you hoes.
Lemonade changed things. An album so powerful, so personal. It was Beyoncé at her most raw. The lead single Formation was an undeniably black anthem that had its live premiere at the Super Bowl 50 and followed with one of her most political visuals to date. Lemonade, her 6th album to debut at #1, tackled subjects like infidelity and trauma and was accompanied by a full visual that was not only beautiful for all, but a safe place for black women everywhere. And with a discography as powerful as that, her loyal beehive was ready for Renaissance. The album's lead single, Break My Soul, arrived at a time where the world was exhausted from a worldwide pandemic and social injustice and looking for an escape. The album saw her tackle intense dance beats and house music and a sound that some say is uniquely queer. Beyoncé said of her gay uncle Johnny, "He was my godmother and the first person to expose me to a lot of the music and culture that serve as inspiration for this album." At the time of this video, Renaissance is already her most critically acclaimed album to date. Beyoncé is it. Since making the leap from Destiny's Child standout to solo superstar, Beyoncé has changed popular music with each release, expanding the possibilities of a modern musical artist and scoring a ton of beloved hit singles along the way. A global superstar, an icon. And with Renaissance billed as Act 1 of 3, we know we've seen nothing yet.
In the back, ain't taking no flicks, but the whole click snap. There's a whole lot of people in the house.